Johari Matthews is an ambassador for transformations within and around communities. Hear her inspiring story as she shares with you how she has ushered multiple transformations here in the Nashville community. Get Shit Done in a Flash, a mini-series presented by the GST Factor podcast. Hear from incredible leaders, entrepreneurs, investors, trailblazers, individuals that are influencing and changing the conversation in episodes that are no longer than 7 minutes long. Let's continue to step into our extraordinary and get shit done in a flash.
That ripple effect will ultimately have such an influence on this world that we live in. We encounter so much, but that simplicity of kindness, just those small gestures, will build to hopefully us creating a better world for all of us. I've always had a heart for people. I've always loved people, for better or for worse. It's kind of working at that particular why opened my eyes to a lot of the things that our city starting to face. It was starting to come to a head of old Nashville versus new Nashville. East Nashville at that time was like on the cusp of gentrification, communities changing. I really got a front row seat to seeing all of that happen, but also being able to work fully in that. I worked with our youth development programs. I worked with our seniors. It really just opened my eyes to a lot of the things that were happening around our city, because that wasn't just happening in East Nashville, that was happening like across our city. I had the opportunity to become the executive director at the Northwest Family YMCA, which is in North Nashville and Bordeaux area. It was almost kind of like deja vu, because everything that had happened in East Nashville was now starting to happen in North Nashville. And so that was perfect timing for me to be there, to be able to help navigate that and keep the culture, the essence of who that community is, but as well welcome some of the new things and new people that were moving into it, and trying to really kind of push this understanding of how we can support our communities. And the stars just kind of aligned. I landed with the Tennessee Titans. Initially, my role was to really think about how we could use the new stadium as a catalyst to go deeper and wider in the community. My role was centered around creating programs that could benefit the community. My role has evolved into not only thinking about how we can have an impact on our communities and use our brand, our presence in the community, but also thinking about internally as an organization, like, what do we want to stand for? What's our mission? I look back over my career and just over my journey, and it is a lot of helping the transformation part of it, and also thinking about how in the midst of that change, how do we keep the essence or make sure that the people who are a part of that change or being impacted by that change can benefit from it and really feel heard, feel like they belong, and have an advocate. I firmly believe that we have to get away from giving handouts to transitioning to giving hand ups. That's kind of been my superpower, my strength of being able to recognize and see that. Yeah, one community we want to have an impact and an influence in the community. Titans have been here for now almost 30 years, and have always had a presence in the community, been a part of disaster relief, have been a part of going out to schools, but intentionality. How can we be intentional with how we give our time, our resources, and our energy? One community was an initiative that we launched that focuses on 3 areas: opportunity, neighborhoods, and education. Thinking about, how are we creating safe spaces? How are we creating generational change? How are we really creating pathways and avenues for young people to be introduced to life-changing careers or life-changing opportunities that may open up new doors for them? One community is really that intentionality as a brand, as an organization, as a company of who we want to be and how we want to show up. I like to say it's our supporting local touchdowns. I'm really looking forward to the new stadium opens in 2027. This will be the first stadium in the country that will have a dedicated community space, 12,000 square feet, just dedicated to community that can be used. So it is this 365-day usage that really becomes the people's house, and that really becomes this place of you get to enjoy it in so many ways beyond just football. So keep making an impact. Let's keep having an influence.
Thank you for listening to Get Shit Done in a Flash, a mini-series by the GST Factor podcast. Are you an influential leader that has a dream to write a book and put your words out into the world? Reach out to us today so we can help make your book dream a reality. Let's get shit done.